Hey everyone, in this video we'll learn about how to transform exponential functions. So as you can see right here, we have the exponential function f of x equals 2 to the power of x. We have it graphed right here on our graph, f of x. So let's say we wanted to do a vertical shift. So we'll go ahead and do we will do a vertical shift of down by 2. So f of x minus 2, this shifts the function down by 2. So f of x minus 2, how do we write that? That is simply just 2 to the power of x minus 2. So 2 to the power of x minus 2, let me just rewrite that in a different color. Let's go ahead and just graph it in orange. So all we have to do is take our base function f of x and shift every point down by 2. So 0, 1 will go down by 2 to 0, negative 1. 1, 2 will go to 1, 0. 2, 4 will go to 2, 2. 3, 8 will become 3, 6. So let me just erase this f of x. And in this direction, it will go up, our exponential function. And then in the other direction, we have negative 1, a half, so negative 1, negative 1 and a half right here. Negative 1, negative 1.75 around there. So let's just go ahead and draw the tail end of this. Let me actually just redraw, because the asymptote for this one, let me just redraw this. So the asymptote here will be at y equals 2. I want to make sure I don't touch the asymptote. There we go. So the asymptote for this new function, 2 to the x minus 2, let's go ahead and call it g of x. So g of x equals 2 to the x minus 2. The asymptote is at y equals negative 2 now. The asymptote is at y equals negative 2 because we've shifted it vertically. So that's how we shift it vertically. We can shift it up or down. If we want to shift it left or right, so horizontally, all we have to do is write down f of x, and let's say we wanted to shift it horizontally by 3. So f of x minus 3, this shifts it 3 to the right. So it shifts it to the right by 3. So let's call this new function h of x. H of x equals f of x minus 3. So we know f of x is 2 to the x. So f of x minus 3 is 2 to the x minus 3 power. 2 to the x minus 3 power. And all we have to do to graph h of x is go back to our base function in white, f of x, and shift every point to the right by 3. So 0, 1 becomes 3, 1. 1, 2 becomes 4, 2. 2, 4 becomes 5, 4. 3, 8 becomes 6, 8. So this part of the function can go like this. And the tail end of the function, we know that the asymptote here is still 0. It's still at y equals 0. So that is how we graph h of x, and that's how we shift f of x both horizontally and vertically. Now let's talk about reflecting it. So let's go ahead and write a new function, a of x. We want to reflect this over the x-axis. So to reflect it over the x-axis, we just do negative f of x. And again, what is f of x? So f of x is 2 to the x. So negative 2 to the x. Negative 2 to the x. And all you have to do is take our base function in white, f of x, and just make the y-coordinate negative. So instead of 0, 1, it's 0, negative 1. Instead of 1, 2, 1, negative 2. 2, 4 becomes 2, negative 4. And 3 comma 8 would be 3 comma negative 8, which is all the way down there. So I just won't graph it. Let's just plot, or let's just draw this part of the graph. And then this part, the left side, it will still have the same asymptote at y equals 0 on the x-axis. So that's how we graph a of x. That's how we reflect our exponential function over the x-axis. If we want to reflect it over the y-axis, so let's say b of x, we're reflecting it over the y-axis. This is just f of negative x. So we know f of 2 is 2 to the x. F of negative x is 2 to the negative x. So how do we graph b of x? 2 to the negative x. All we have to do is now make the x-coordinate negative. So 0, comma 1 still stays at 0, comma 1. 1, comma 2 becomes negative 1, comma 2. And then 2, comma 4 becomes negative 2, comma 4. 3, comma 8 becomes negative 3, comma 8. And then negative 1, comma a half becomes 1, comma a half. And then we can just go ahead and connect all these points like this. And the asymptote is still the same. But you'll see it's been reflected over the y-axis now. So that's how you transform an exponential function. I hope this video helps, and if you have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments below, and thank you for watching.